All right, good morning, everybody. It is Jay again, and it is November 5th here in Phoenix, Arizona. And while a lot of the rest of the country is thinking about Thanksgiving and turkey, which I guess I am too, think about Thanksgiving too, um, I'm thinking really heavily about starfruit and tropical fruit. Now, you may ask, winter's coming. Why would I think about tropical fruit trees, or why would I think about planting anything in the winter or in the fall? Because I'm not going to get it, it's going to freeze. And then what I have to say to you is you're going to be missing a lot of fruit. So things like starfruit like this is a fall fruit. So if you don't have a starfruit tree right now, and you don't plant a starfruit tree right now, then you're not going to get starfruit because their season is now and it's kind of coming up too. And man, isn't that crazy how many fruit that these trees will get? This is one tree, so this one has gotten kind of shaded out by some of the plants above it, mainly this lime tree. And so I do need to get in here and cut this lime back a little bit to give a little bit more sun to these starfruit, because they need more sun. They do like a little bit more sun. So I've got probably 15 or more starfruit trees planted all over the yard. That one back there is one of my heavier producers, but this one out here in the sun, you see this one gets a lot of sun. This one's behind this pineapple guava. Let's see if I can get out here. This one is mega loaded. Like, you think that other one's got the fruit on it. This one is just completely full. It's just all over the tree on this one. And they're a little bit harder to see because I'm into the sun now. I'm sorry about that. But let's see if I can get a better picture of these. We're getting some size on some of them already. They grow really fast. So you'll probably be eating them before it gets cold anyway. But yeah, there are so many blooms and so many fruit on this one. It's probably going to yank this one completely to the ground. I'll see if I can get on the other side of this one so I can give more of an accurate picture. But this one is tall. I'm getting a lot of light, and this one has a lot of fruit on it. Okay, it is really bright today, but let me see if I can catch this little pollinator while he's here. I've got bees out here still, so the bees are kind of going crazy with all these little starfruit flowers. You can see them here, and the tree is just completely coated with them. See, there he is. And man, it's pretty warm right here. You can see how bright it is still. So this is becoming a pretty good sized starfruit tree. And yeah, this one I expect so much fruit off of. He's already set a ton of fruit. I'll do another video once they get a little bit bigger so that you guys can see them better. But they flower like crazy and they fruit like crazy. And you see little bees back there after the flowers getting good pollination in the yard. I've got a bunch of things flowering right now, so got the bees working these over. But oh my gosh, this is going to be insane amount of fruit on this one. And it's actually quite warm here right now. You can see he's drooped down. He's closed down for the day. That's what they do when it's too hot out here, is they kind of droop down. So let's go find another one of these. Man, they're just so beautiful. Beautiful tree. Oh, and I forgot to mention varieties too. So the first one that I showed you back there under the shade, that is an Arkin. And the second one that I showed you is a Kerry. The Kerry is a little bit sweeter. The Arkin is a little bit stronger as far as transportation goes. All right, so this is another one. This is a younger tree, so he's a little bit smaller. But I've got this one planted right here at the front of my house, right next to a white wax rose apple, and then there's a mango on the other side. And while this one, let me see what variety this one is, because I forgot this one. This is an Arkin. So while this one has a bunch of flowers on it and is now getting a lot of its flowers, this one's probably not going to fruit as heavy because of two reasons. One is it's a lot younger of a tree, and it's a lot more in the shade. So during this time period, you want them to have a little bit more light than this one's getting. Even though you see it's doing really well in this amount of light, it's just not getting that much sun right now. So let's go and find another one. Okay, so this one is out on my fence row, and this one is getting approximately the same amount of sun and everything as the second one I showed you. And you can see this one's a little bit more droopy, a little bit more yellow. You see his leaves are kind of drooped down a little bit. That's from it getting these colder nights and then getting the sun beat down on it during the day. That's basically why they're going to look like this. Because if we go over to one that's real close to it, you can see here, this one in the shade, you know, it's got these big, beautiful green leaves. And man, the fruit on this one, I tell you. This one's got some fruit also. Lots of fruit. Some in here in the shade. Some over here more in the sun. This area gets more sun. I mean, look at all those guys. Those are nice little fruits. Man, they're just in clusters, just all over the tree. They're kind of hard to spot until they get bigger, and then we'll be able to see them a lot better, but they're everywhere. Just everywhere. And this one is getting a lot of sun above my house, and you can see that it's like kind of sticks up there. So it did fry a little bit in the summer, which does limit the height a little bit, although this one's getting pretty big. Actually, let's see if I can zoom back on this one. Yeah, getting up to my overhead there, but just lots and lots of fruit. You just got to find them. There's a big old cluster over here. I mean, that's insane. That's a lot of fruit. All right, let's go find another one. Okay, so now I'm back here by my pond, and I've got one back here, and you can see this one's gotten quite tall also. But man, they're just a beautiful tree. So this one I expect to get really big, because he's already that big, and that's probably 12 feet-ish. And this one's packed full of flowers too. I don't know if you can see them, but I can't get up there. Let's see here. So see, this one's starting to flower too. It's a really big flower cluster right there. So this one's going to be nice and full. And then I've got another one back in here. This is probably the last one I'll do. Let's see here. And man, I didn't know these Chiku Sapote were so fruitful. Man, this thing is just full of fruit also. And I didn't pollinate this thing, but it's got a lot of fruit. Like almost every branch tip has a chiku, either a fruit or flowers. And fruit, well, there's more. And this thing it's kind of buried in the dark now. But back to starfruit. So there's one back here. And it's completely buried, so I don't even know if I can get to this one. You can see like the top of it right there. And I'm sure this one's got some fruit on it too. And then I've got another one back here. This one's kind of hard to see too. And it is kind of sticking up right through there. It's got a really big avocado next to it. That's an avocado. That's my rainbow eucalyptus. And my mulberry. So you can see my avocado is getting almost as big as my mulberry now. So all right guys, starfruit. So that's starfruit. They like a little bit more sun, not too much afternoon sun. They do fruit in the fall and the winter. So yeah, if you want that particular fruit and fruit tree, then you're going to need to plant that or have that currently if you expect fruit. It's not a spring fruit. And it's evergreen, beautiful tree. They don't like a lot of wind. The wind kind of beats them up and defoliates them. Oh, this one's got fruit on it too already. Okay. So yeah, he's starting to set some fruit too. They like afternoon break. They need a lot of leaves to cover their branches, or their trunks are going to start to split and crack, just like citrus do here. They don't need a whole lot of humidity. I've got them kind of all over the place here. The ones back here by the pond don't seem to provide any more fruit than the others. And it kind of seems like they alternate bear a little bit in behavior, meaning 2 years ago I got ridiculous fruit. Last year, not so much. And then this year, ridiculous fruit again. And the winter doesn't bother them when they're larger. So if you've got a small starfruit tree, you might want to protect it. Wow, there's all kinds of stuff growing in here. A little loquat, just noticed. You want to protect them and give them a little bit of a break, like I said. So if they're a small tree, you might want to protect them. If they're larger, mid-size or larger, maybe like the first one I showed you up there by the house, I don't think I would protect them. I don't protect any of these. I just don't have the time and energy and wherewithal to cover this many fruit trees. So I just kind of let nature do its thing. And if they're a stronger tree, then they will make it through. And if they freeze back, then that's just the cost of planting tropicals here. Like I know those papayas are probably going to freeze back a little bit. But wow, those are from a seed in March. So is this one. And they're huge already. Look at the trunk on this thing. This is not even a year old. Look at that trunk on that thing. And because it was seedling grown, it was grown in place. I mean, it's bigger than a lot of my grafted trees are. All right, guys, that is it. That is starfruit. Thank you for watching.